Hello, everyone. This is Michael Balesta. The Browns fell 29-13 to the Houston Texans. I was not surprised by this outcome given the game was on the road, and the Texans were on a lengthy winning streak coming into play Sunday. Turnovers and bad tackling put Cleveland behind the eight ball, and Houston had the playmakers to make them pay dearly for their mistakes. The Browns are still going through growing pains. They have played against 5 of the 6 current playoff teams in the AFC, like the Chargers, Chiefs, Texans, Steelers, and Ravens this season. Cleveland defeated the Ravens and got the stalemate versus Pittsburgh in the first meeting. The other 4 games, including the second Steelers game, were one-sided defeats. Even at this stage of the season, given the expectations, this team needs another draft or two, along with a head coach, and they may be able to challenge for a playoff spot in the near future. The Browns started off on defense Sunday in Houston, looking at the play-by-play from the NFL and Browns apps. Myles Garrett and Emmanuel Ogbah each got a sack of Deshaun Watson during the 13-play opening drive. Ogbah combined with Jannard Avery on a tackle for loss on Lamar Miller. Cleveland did get the Texans into a 3rd and 15 situation, but Watson found DeAndre Hopkins for a 17-yard play, but the Browns eventually held in the red zone and it was 3-0 Houston. I think the problems really started with Cleveland's first series going 3 and out and having their defense going back out on the field, and it took a toll. Houston had a 3rd and 12, and Watson found Miller to move the chains. Not getting off the field after that play and giving the Texans a fresh set of downs was a psychological blow. 5 plays later, Jordan Thomas caught the game's first touchdown to give the home team a 10-0 lead inside the final minute of the opening quarter. On the final play of the first 15 minutes, Baker Mayfield found Jarvis Landry for 16 yards on the second play of the game's 4th possession. Landry then hauled in a 7-yard pass, but DJ Reader was able to tackle David Njoku for a loss, and an incompletion to Duke Johnson forced a punt. Houston continued the first half ball control domination, but Jabril Peppers and Joe Schobert were able to tackle Watson on the 8th play to get the defense back to the sideline. Because of the Texans netting a few first downs, Cleveland started at their own 11. Nick Chubb got back-to-back carries of 8 and 4 yards to get some of the field position back. Tyrann Mathieu was called for holding as Mayfield threw Njoku's way on 2nd down from the Browns' 23-yard line. But Zach Cunningham ran back a Mayfield interception for a score to break the game open. After Dontrell Hilliard ran the kickoff back to the 20, Kareem Jackson committed a defensive pass interference penalty as Baker looked for Antonio Callaway. Cleveland looked to be in position to get on the board at the time from the Texans' 33, but after Njoku held on first down, Jonathan Joseph came up with another Mayfield interception and ran it back just shy of midfield for a return of 18 yards. It set up a field goal by Fairbairn to make it 20-0. Hilliard had a decent kick return to the Cleveland 29, but it feels that the punt and kick returns have been underwhelming in recent years in terms of scoring touchdowns, let alone big explosive returns. Chubb ran for 11 on the first play of the Browns' 5th series. Mayfield found Landry for 22, but 2 plays later there was a close call as Seth DeValve initially was ruled to have fumbled the football, but replay reverts the decision to an incomplete pass. Things did not get any better on the next play as Andre Howell picked off the rookie on 3rd and 10 from the Texans' 38 with less than 2 minutes left in the first half for a touchback. Watson found Hopkins for 29 yards on 2nd and 11. Then Deshaun used his legs for 11. Garrett and Schobert combined for a sack 2 plays later, but Hopkins caught a short completion, eventually leading to another Fairbairn field goal just before halftime. The Browns really pieced together a nice solid drive coming out of the locker room. Hilliard returned the second half kickoff from a yard deep in the end zone, 26 yards. After Chubb ran for 3, Rashard Higgins got going with a 19-yard reception. The running back from Georgia lost a yard, but then caught an 8-yard pass to the Houston 46. Mayfield then found Njoku for 4 on a 3rd and 3. Johnson then lost 3, but even worse, Higgins was penalized for holding on the play. Thankfully, the infraction was a moot point as Baker completed a pass to Nick for 24 yards, and the Browns were close to the red zone. On first down, DeValve was the target as he went for 19 to set up a goal-to-go situation from the 2. Wisely, Cleveland gave the ball to Chubb, and he was able to provide the first points of the day for the visitors. Greg Joseph tacked on the extra point to make the score 23-7 with more than 5 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter. The Texans raided on the next drive by back-to-back defensive holding penalties by T.J. Carey, but the defense was able to keep Houston out of the end zone, yielding just a field goal. Late in the third quarter, Cleveland's last great chance to get back in the game occurred as Mayfield appeared to throw his first touchdown of the day to Antonio Callaway, but Greg Robinson held in order to protect Mayfield from being sacked. 2 plays later, Callaway broke free as he went for a 71-yard catch and run, only to be stripped by Justin Reed. Aaron Colvin came up with the ball, then lateral to Matthew for a few yards. Had Callaway scored 26-14 with still more than 18 minutes of regulation left, would have given Cleveland some hope, but it really typified the day for the Browns. The Texans worked on the clock and punted back to Cleveland with less than 12.5 minutes left in the game. Mayfield hit Landry for gains of 25 and 26 to start the drive, but on fourth down from the Houston 36, the rookie quarterback could not connect with David Njoku. After the Texans added one more field goal, the Browns dinked and dunked their way down the field through Landry, Callaway, Njoku, Hilliard, and Higgins before Richard caught a reception of 21 yards, then picked up 17 for Cleveland's second touchdown to cap off a 9-play drive. Mayfield tried Callaway on the conversion, but because he bobbled the ball while across the goal line before gathering in possession in the field of play, he was stopped short, so they did not get the 2 points. Cleveland got one more possession, which included a 19-yard completion to Brashad Perriman and 21 to Hilliard, but twice Mayfield was forced to spike the ball, and Damian Ratley could not get to the first down marker on fourth down, and the Texans ran out the clock to go to 9-3 on the season. The AFC North is tightened up for first place, with the Ravens beating the Falcons 26-16, coupled with the Chargers coming from behind in the second half to beat the Steelers 33-30. Also in the division, the Broncos were 24-10 winners against the Bengals. Sunday, the Browns host the 6-6 Carolina Panthers at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Simultaneously, the Ravens will be in Kansas City. Cincinnati will be out west to take on the Los Angeles Chargers at 4:05, and 20 minutes later, the Steelers and the 2-10 Oakland Raiders are scheduled to kick off. Pittsburgh is 7-4-1, occupying the 4th seed in the AFC. Baltimore improved to 7-5 and are holders of the second and final wildcard spot. Cincinnati dropped to 5-7, while Cleveland holds a 4-7-1 record. Elsewhere, the Chiefs lead the conference standings at 10-2. The Patriots and Texans are tied at 9-3. The Chargers are 5th in the first wildcard position with the same record as New England and Houston. Over in the NFC, the Rams, Saints, Bears, and Cowboys are leading their respective divisions, while the Seahawks and Vikings hold the final playoff spots entering Week 14. The latter two teams will meet in the Pacific Northwest Monday night. On the hardwood, the Cleveland Cavaliers fell to the Thunder this past Wednesday, 100-83. The Cavaliers were able to stay close for 3 quarters before Oklahoma City pulled away in the 4th. Looking at the stats from the NBA app, the free throw percentage was a major disparity, which was 44 for Cleveland to the opposition, which was 80. The field goal percentage also favored OKC 48-39. The Cavs were more efficient behind the 3-point arc. The Thunder had an advantage in blocks 11-1. Jordan Clarkson had a game high of 25 points, while Zeddy Osman and Colin Sexton each had double-doubles, the latter of whom scored 21. Tristan Thompson had a quiet game in almost 35 minutes of action. Russell Westbrook led Oklahoma City with 23 points, 18 rebounds, and 15 assists. Jeremy Grant and Paul George combined for 39 points. Cleveland faced the Celtics in Boston Friday, but it was a host running and hiding from the late stages of the second quarter on. Boston coasted to a 128-95 victory. Thompson was better as he poured in 13 points and 12 rebounds. Clarkson did not shoot particularly great, but finished with 16. Kyle Korver was traded to the Jazz as reported by Adrian Wojnarowski, so Cavs newcomer Alec Burks, who came over in the trade, was able to get to the foul line, going 7 for 8, finished with 15 points. Colin Sexton went 6 for 18 from the field, dropping in 15. The Cavs were out-rebounded 47-36. Like Wednesday, Cleveland was held to 39% from the field, while Boston was red-hot at 53. This time, the Cavaliers were making their foul shots, but it didn't matter. Former Cavalier Kyrie Irving was excellent with 29 points, including 5 three-pointers in just over 27 minutes of game time. The Raptors beat the Cavaliers in Cleveland Saturday 106-95. Like with Boston the previous night, the game was close for almost 2 quarters, but Toronto took control from that point. The Cavs did well on the glass in terms of extended possessions, but the Raptors won the block and field goal percentage departments. Like the Celtics game, the leading scorers for the Cavaliers were in the teens for 6 players. Thompson continued to rack up the points and rebounds. Cleveland was not very effective from the three-point line as they were 5 of 22. George Hill was back to playing again as he got almost 19 minutes of play, finishing with 8 points. Kawhi Leonard led Toronto with 34 points, 1 rebound from a double-double. 4 of the Raptors players reached 10 or more points. The Cavaliers finished on a high note Monday against the Nets. With the game tied at 97 and 18.9 seconds left, Cleveland was in possession with the shot clock turned off. Alec Burks drove in for a dunk with 3.2 seconds left. Spencer Dinwiddie had a chance to respond with a 3, but it missed, and Osman pulled down the rebound to secure Cleveland's 5th win of the season. The Cavs never trailed since the early stages of the second quarter, leading by as many as 13 points. Both teams kept the turnover number in single digits, and the free throw percentage was one-sided in Cleveland's favor, 95-56. Clarkson recorded 20 points and 11 rebounds and was a plus 10 while he was on the court. Thompson had 19 points and 14 boards. Sexton and Burks combined for 28 points on the evening. Going into tonight's games, Cleveland is 13th in the Eastern Conference standings after playing 23 games. The Cavs were able to get a dramatic win in Brooklyn after playing 3 good teams who were part of postseason play last year. Next on the schedule are the 16-9 Golden State Warriors Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time in Cleveland. The Cavaliers will stay in town Friday as they face the Sacramento Kings at 7:30. 24 hours later, the Washington Wizards will be the guests at the Q, which will be nationally televised on NBA TV at 7:30. Monday, the Cavs play the Bucks in Milwaukee at 8. The North Texas Browns backers will meet at the Fox and Hound in Dallas this Sunday. Kickoff is at noon Central Time. Fox and Hound is located on Midway and the Bush Tollway, so please be sure to bring your family and friends. Also, please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. There are many Browns Backers Club locations around the Metroplex, so please search to find the Browns Backers Club closest to you, or do an internet search to find a location if you are outside of North Texas. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbolesta2, as in the number 2, blog.wordpress.com. So http://www.mjbolesta2blog.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter at mjbolesta2 and on Facebook at Michael Bolesta. Archive videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Bolesta, Roman numeral 2. God bless. Have a great week and be safe.